Hey everybody, Jim Chester. This is interview 11 today. I have Gary Pfaff here. He is all the way out here from Montana. What city?
Billings.
Billings, Montana. How long have you been practicing?
53 years.
And what does that mean for you to have served this profession for 53 years?
It went too fast. It went too fast. Yeah, I didn't do all that I was supposed to do, and here I am. But that's okay. I got another 53 to go. So
that's great. So I know that earlier off camera we were talking about some really cool stuff and a couple of the topics I was going to touch on with you. And let's talk about the 33 principles and what that means to chiropractic.
The 33 principles, if you take a look at the chiropractic profession, and I ask myself this, what is truth? What can I count on as to be the truth? Because truth is eternal and unchanging. Everything else, fidelity, all that stuff can change. But truth never changes. And the only thing I could come up with, the absolute truth that I could trust in, was the 33 principles. Mm-hmm. So that's important? Absolutely. It's what the whole profession is based off of. Everything else. And see, because the 33 principles lead you to what? The vertebral subluxation or the subluxation. Okay? And that's my only job in life, is to find out if there's nerve interference between the brain and the body, figure out what I'm going to adjust and how I'm going to adjust it. That's it. It's that simple. To help other human beings, because I just spent that time and I found out the end result. Because I'm of the age, I can observe the process you go through, and you end up with the end result. See, and the end result is not pretty.
Mm-hmm. So we have to keep philosophically sound, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. If without philosophy, without the proper philosophy, this is what I believe, you're going to wander. And pretty soon you got an insurance practice, you got a workers' comp practice, you got a Medicare practice. You're answering to them, and you're forgetting about what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I've got a chance to meet a lot of chiropractors over my career now. Let's turn the corner just a little bit, and I just want to let everybody know that if you guys are tuning in, we're in Clarence Gonstead's private office right now, and you actually had a chance to watch what Clarence did, and you saw how magnetic of an individual he was.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I'll go right back to the word truth, because that's what he talked about. He talked about chiropractic. His whole life was for chiropractic. And he developed a method that he could apply to chiropractic. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I think that's important. You talked to him about the Gonstead method. Well, the Gonstead method is a subsidiary of chiropractic. See, he held the power that made the body. That was, and it's a self-healing organism. Mm-hmm. As long as this can communicate with this, it's okay. Mm-hmm. See? So
I know that we've been talking a little bit about philosophy. Let's talk about the triune, the science of philosophy and the art. What does that mean to chiropractic?
Everything. It's without the philosophy, you have a philosophy and you're thinking right. Okay? But then we're called to do right. Well, how do you do right? What do you do, We can be, but we also have to do. Mm-hmm. And so your science, that's what's I'm more excited about chiropractic today than I've ever been in my life, because what I'm discovering about chiropractic and the effects it has on the human body and on people's wellness. Okay, and you take that and because oh gosh, I don't know if I have enough lifetime left to discover how much more, but it's there for us. We just have to go get it. We have to go ask for it. So the science, I think, is absolutely vital. Science, philosophy, and art. Then art is your application of the science and the philosophy. And so like in the Gonstead technique, there's certain components of the Gonstead. Become a professional, become a master of each of the components and what that does in your effect of the human body function. Just master it.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing hearing from somebody that's been practicing for 53 years. You still hold on to the principle. You still hold on to the ethical standard of practice. You still hold on to the science. You still hold on to what was the foundation, the bedrock for chiropractic.
Well, I've seen the opposite. I've seen what the non-principled results are. And it's in a sick society. Pardon me, a non-healthy society. Mm-hmm. And they're non-healthy. I mean, so you go through the work ages and you end up spending all your money so that you don't die so quick.
Yeah.
You know?
What I've found is that, you know, when people come to the last stages of life, what I've heard, I come from Iowa and you come from up north, and people will sell the farm to keep somebody happy or keep someone healthy.
Yep.
And I think my philosophy is we need to sell the farm as we go along to keep ourselves healthy long term.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. See, and I'm not bragging, okay, but I'm 77, okay? And Wednesday I played 18 holes of golf, and I wanted to play more. But my friends weren't capable physically to handle it. Okay, I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying, and I'm not bragging, but maybe I am bragging. But it's just so important that this knows what this is doing.
Well, I think everybody out there that's watching, we call this the chiropractic lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And when you practice the chiropractic lifestyle, what do? I know some people out there will probably resonate with this, but you have to start eating right. Pretty simple. The chiropractor can help you with that. You have to start thinking right. You have to make sure your thoughts are clean. So the same way that you have spinal hygiene, you should have mental hygiene. You should be keeping the mind clean. You should be keeping good thoughts. You should be practicing good ideas. You should be helping people with those good thoughts and good ideas. Not only helping other people, but helping yourself. And then you should take care of the body. What you're saying, you got to stay physically fit. Mm-hmm. So when you start having the good thoughts, the good eating, and the good mobility, that changes your life long term, and it allows you to practice the chiropractic lifestyle longer in life. So then you're not dependent upon the sick care model, and that's what so many people have become indoctrinated into, is a sick care model and not a healthcare system.
See, and my colleagues, bless their heart, okay, they're being led into the sick portion of healthcare, which I mean insurance or workers, you know, everything but chiropractic. They're spending almost as much time dealing with patients as they deal with paperwork. And that's and I understand they have to pay the rent. Mm-hmm. I understand that. But if they understood what I have found out in the long run, okay, the rent's going to be paid for if you stick with the principle.
So what he's saying is don't sell out your principle of care or the principle of how you practice in order to make a little bit of money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The money will be there. More than you can handle, new patients, all that kind of stuff. It's there as long as you're involved in the process of discovering just what a phenomenal body we have. And what part can chiropractic play in the promotion of a healthy body? Not taking care of a sick body and promoting a healthy body. You know, I take vitamins. I don't do enough exercise, but but I don't do any of that stuff because I need to. I take it because I want. That's a part of the healthy process. Mm-hmm. See, and I get adjusted.
But that's the thing, is you're a doctor. So you can determine what is best fit for you based on your education, based on your life experience, based on yourself in practice, based on managing other people's health for 53 years.
That's true. That's true. However, I will say this. When you start talking like that to patients, they understand what you're saying. They're hearing the truth, and they're engulfed in the truth, and they will follow. Not everybody. No. Some people are in their way, but that's okay. It's those that do, those that say, "Yep, you're right, Doc. You're absolutely right."
So I always tell people this, Doc, that once they go to the chiropractor, you learn about eating, you learn about thinking, you learn about working out. But I always say the chiropractor will first start you with the adjustment, and then they'll teach you these other life principles, and they might even teach you how to manage your money if you're lucky, because the chiropractors are pretty keen when it comes to finding the person and not only fixing the subluxation of the spine, but you guys build massive relationships with your patient base.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because it's one human being talking to another human being.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I wanted to know, okay, how am I going to do financially when I retired? So I listened to a guy by the name of Greg Stanley, and he told me what he did. Okay, now I'm retired and I'm okay financially. See, and so patients will listen to you, but here's the kicker. If you're involved in all this other kind of stuff, all the other things that happen in your practice, you don't have time to tell the truth to the patients. And so then how do they get it if they don't get it from you? It's just like what we were talking about. We not only need to send patients to school, to chiropractic college. Okay, we need to serve those that are in school, give them a place to come and learn the truth as you know it. You know, because they're going to learn from somebody, and I just think our profession is falling down in that account. We don't have enough interns, and we don't send enough students to school.
So I'm going to circle back with you on that in a second, but what does it mean for you to see all these young practitioners here learning the Gonstead specific techniques?
It's magnificent. It just fires me up because there's going to be a few of them who get excited like I'm excited about discovering human body function and its role of how chiropractic can play a role in it. See, that's I see these young people and gosh, you know, if I was that excited when I first came here, my first seminar, I was, because Dr. Gonstead knew something that I didn't, and I wanted to know that. I wanted to know what he knew. See, because I didn't know it, so I turned to him. And where do you go? If you want to drive a Corvette, go talk to a Corvette guy. Don't go talking to a Mustang owner. I mean, I'm not putting Mustang down, but you see?
Yeah, for sure. So let's circle back to this now.
Okay.
So what is your call to action for all chiropractors out there when it comes to raising the young strong and getting more people into chiropractic school?
The lifestyle of just go on. The reason I think that chiropractic is not the number one profession, health profession, is because we're not telling the truth. We're telling the truth as far as the insurance company will pay for it. We're not telling the truth about chiropractic. See, because the subluxation, the vertebral subluxation, might not be the problem, but it's a part of the equation. There's not a condition known to human beings, to mankind, that the subluxation is not a part of the equation. See? I asked a medical doctor at a funeral, I said, what did he die from? He said, stomach problems, really bad. And I said, did anybody check his nervous system? And he said, what for?
You know, a lot of times when I meet people, they ask me why I support chiropractic, okay? Yeah. And I say, I support chiropractic because I believe that the doctor that is least invasive is the one I want to be associated with. I think that we've become indoctrinated into a system where people are looking for, which I've always heard in the chiropractic world, we're looking for a pill, a potion, or a lotion that's going to cure our ills. And it's going to be something that sorts us out and something that gives us a better quality of life and something that saves us from sickness and infirmary. But as I've studied more about what chiropractic really is, you guys are nervous system doctors. and you guys take the pressure off of some type of symptom that the body's expressing outwardly, and you take the pressure off of it, it's not a bone issue, it's a nervous system issue. And the only time it's a bone issue is when there's so much deterioration and decay within that vertebral column that the body becomes a nervous system issue. So if we keep the spine healthy with proper adjustments and mobility in those spinal joints, 24 of them, then it's not a bone issue. We can continuously keep the nervous system functioning at a high level.
That's right, and because most of the public looks at chiropractic as musculoskeletal. In other words, they have crank in the neck or sore back, they go to a chiropractor, they get relief, they think the chiropractor's fine. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now, here they are, age 55 plus. They got a bad ileocecal valve, and their guts are killing them. Mm-hmm. Just because there's a subluxation at 10, 11, 12. See, dorsal, and I can go on and on about that. But when this knows what this is doing, you kind of go to bed at night very peaceful.
So we've gone full circle. We've talked 33 principles. We talked science, philosophy, and art. We've talked about what is some of the limiting factors for the growth of the profession, mm-hmm. and what it means to practice real chiropractic. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it's so to me, it's so simple. Just go out there and tell the truth. Just go out there and tell the truth, you know. I mean, the headache is not the absence of aspirin in your bloodstream.
That's an outward symptom of your body screaming for help, yes. Saying there's something going on.
Yeah, why? Why do you have a headache? And what can I do as a chiropractor to help? Mm-hmm.
So the baseline methodology is get checked for vertebral subluxation. If we find something, then what do you guys do as Gonstead specific is you do some x-rays, you do some scoping, you check and see, you do some motion palpation, and then you find 2 to 3 segments, the ones that are the primaries, and you adjust them, you leave it alone, and you allow the body to do what?
Heal. Get better. Improve. Okay? So some of the cases, are they going to heal? No. But they can be better than they are. Mm-hmm. They can, I see the retirement ages, and I just say, you know, you don't have to give up pickleball.
So, in closing, is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, I would say to my colleagues, mm-hmm. I would just say, start telling the truth. That chiropractic is what it is. Okay? Stop being a chiropractoid. Start being a chiropractor. Tell the truth about chiropractic. And like they said in the movie, you build it, they'll come. They'll be there. Yeah.
And with that said, I'm going to close out, and I know that something that the chiropractor has always said is tell the story. And I just want you to keep telling the story. You're one story away. Keep hustling. We'll see you on the next interview. Okay. Thanks, Doc.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you're doing.